सत्य साई देवा,
सत्य साई देवा,
सत्य साई देवा,
सत्य साई देवा।
अल्लाह येशु बुद्ध नानक,
येशु बुद्ध नानक,
अल्लाह येशु बुद्ध नानक,
येशु बुद्ध नानक।
जोराष्ट्र महावीर तुम हो,
महावीर तुम हो,
जोराष्ट्र महावीर तुम हो,
महावीर तुम हो।
राम भी तुम हो, कृष्ण भी तुम हो, राम भी तुम हो, कृष्ण भी तुम हो, विश्व रूप तुम हो, साई विश्व रूप तुम हो, साई विश्व रूप तुम हो, सर्वधर्म प्रिय देवा, सत्य साई देवा, अल्लाह येशु बुद्ध नानक, जोराष्ट्र महावीर तुम हो, राम भी तुम हो, कृष्ण भी तुम हो, विश्व रूप तुम हो, साई विश्व रूप तुम हो, साई विश्व रूप तुम हो,
चोरा मुरली वाला,
चित चोरा मुरली वाला,
चित चोरा मुरली वाला,
चित चोरा मुरली वाला,
नंदलाल नंद गोपाला,
नंदलाल नंदलाल,
नंदलाल नंद गोपाला, नंदलाला नंदलाला, नंदलाला नंदलाला। वृंदावन श्याम गोपाला, मथुरा व्रज गोकुल बाला,
मथुरा व्रज गोकुल बाला,
मनमोहन मदन गोपाला,
मोहन मदन गोपाला,
नंदलाला नंदलाला,
नंदलाला नंदलाला,
नंदलाला नंदलाला,
नंदलाला नंदलाला,
नंदलाल नंद गोपाला, नंदलाला नंदलाला, नंदलाला नंदलाला। चोरा मुरली वाला,
चोरा मुरली वाला,
चित चोरा Gopala, Nandalala. Vrindavan Shama Gopala, Mathura Vrija Gokula Bala,
Gokula Bala,
Mohan Madana Gopala,
Mohan Madana Gopala,
Nandalala, Nandalala,
Nandalala,
Nandalala, Nandalala, Nandalala, Nanda Gopala, Nandalala, 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 Nandalala. Kachora Murali Wala, Nandalala, Nanda Gopala, Nandalala, Nandalala.
Jai Saram, everyone. Lovely to see you all came back again. I think we can all agree we've had a wonderful morning. A beautiful talk by our brother Abhimanyu this morning. Wonderful workshops, a good lunch, scones and clotted cream. And there's a surprise for dinner as well. Oh, that's a great response. Lovely. So I'm not going to take any more of your time. I will just refer you back to our wonderful keynote speaker, Brother Abhimanyu, if that's all right. And he's going to share with us some experiences again. I think you'll all agree that this morning was just a pleasure and a treasure and took us all back to Prashant Nilayam. So please can we warmly welcome our keynote speaker again.
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering my loving salutations at the feet of the Master once again. Sai Ram to all of you. After this beautiful day, I think my job is a little easier now. And the job I love the most is to be a storyteller of Bhagwan's life. Swami was asked once by us, we were praying to Swami, that Swami, you have done so much for us. How can we offer our gratitude to you? And we wanted to give him something. You know, humanly we have very limited capacity to express. So we wanted to give some gifts to Swami. And we bought some so-called expensive stuff to give him, which he very beautifully declined, sent it back to us. And then to and fro went off. And then one day we caught him and he said, Swami, we wanted to express our gratitude in some way. And then we conveyed to Bhagwan. So one professor told Swami that, Swami, boys really want to say thank you to you. They feel that Swami has given his life for them and they feel that they want to express it. The Swami said, I know their heart, they don't need to give me any gift. They said, but Swami, they want to show and they are praying to guide them. How can they show? And Bhagwan made a very beautiful statement. He said, tell my boys that they have lived near me. I have given them the opportunity to experience directly. the joy they have experienced, if they can go and share with my devotees who have not had that privilege and make them happy, that is enough gratitude. You can imagine the master who gave us everything. In this also, his only expectation was how to make his devotees happy. And he knew that just by telling his stories, thinking about him, would make every one of us happier. His stories are like that. His life was like that. One day he said, today what I am giving you, tomorrow when you close your eyes and think about the moment, the same joy will return back to you. I would disagree there, because the joy keeps multiplying every day. Each time I repeat, I don't get tired of telling the same stories, and neither any devotee has ever told me that they are tired of listening to me, because Bhagavan's stories are so beautiful. I would like to give you some glimpses of Swami's life from a student's perspective, because that area has not been covered so well till now, documented in that manner. And I will take you back to 80s. I'm sorry I was not when Kiran Bhai was there, Naveen Bhai was there, but at least I'll take you to 80s, where things were settling down. Swami had opened the hostel. University was coming up. The accreditation had not yet happened. The school was accredited that year itself in 84. And we were students. Everything was fresh. And Swami was putting up all these structures and all these institutions on his own, like as if it was his babies. He would walk into the hostel any time of the day or night, just to see how we live, how we sleep, how we eat. Everything, even the classrooms, he would go and check the furniture. He would many times go and sit on the chairs to see if the chairs are comfortable enough for the boys. In that era, it was a wonderful learning curve to see how the master planned and how he executed things. Now I'm going to share with you a few things about what he did and how he did it. As I told you in the morning, we were a little bit naughty, to put it politely and mellow. We were a little bit naughty boys, and the informality and the accessibility which Swami gave us made us more lenient with him. And Swami would many times tell us also, he said, you are like frogs sitting next to a lotus. You know what does frog do? Tar, 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 tar. That's all they do. And you guys are like frogs. You have no idea, no value of the lotus you are sitting under. And then he will point to the devotees and he'll say, look at those, the foreigners. They are like honeybees. They come from far off places and take the honey and fly. And you keep sitting here and do tar, 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 tar. You guys have got no idea what I am, what is your worth, nothing. So that was our credential, so to say. We were happy to be frogs in the well. We were happy to be frog under the lotus. I think that was our destiny. How else could have we enjoyed the proximity of the Lord? How else could we would have made fun, taken liberties with the Master? The moment you realize he's the Master of Masters, you suddenly shut up and sit down. We could not drag him, pull him, play with him, dance with him. I think he kept us like frogs so that we could play with us. And we are happy to be frogs in that way. So the time came when we were in school, actually Viru and myself, we were in 11th grade that time. And Swami had never come to school after the inauguration. The building was untouched. So we had a brilliant idea that we should invite Swami to school. And we went to the principal. We had a very good principal, Mr. Habu, he was his name, a very dedicated ex-army officer, Very, very, devoted, disciplined, beautiful person. But he was highly devoted. The trouble is that. So when we went and told him, sir, we would like to invite Swami to school, his immediate expression was, Ayya, how can you invite him? It is his school. Swami can come anytime. So we thought, oh God, this man will not understand. So what did we do? We just went to Swami. Can you imagine our accessibility and foolishness? 4 or 5 of us went and sat in the front. And Swami also came. He was a very playful, as you see in the video, very playful. He came and said, hey Mira, what do you want? And we also, Swami, come to school. Sure. Now we didn't expect him to say sure so fast. We thought it will take 2-3 days of pestering by the time we'll plan. But here he was like, sure. When should I come? He said, eh? Now what do we tell him? He said, Sam, anytime, Swami. He said, what for? So we had no clue what for to call him. We just said, Swami, come for music program. Because that was the easiest thing to do, was to have music program. Not that we are geniuses in music, but I will share that also with you, my knowledge of music. You will be very impressed by my knowledge. So he said, what for? We said, Swami, music program. He said, music program? Aata hai. When should I come? So we are staring at each other. Now what do we say? Swami said, today is Saturday. I will come on Thursday. Good day. Habu, he called the principal. The poor man was sitting at the back. He came running. Now we thought we got trapped because we just told him that he refused us and we had no idea that Swami will call him. We thought we'll break the news slowly to him. But here he called him and Habu came and stood, yes, Swami. And we were looking down. Swami said, Habu, boys invited me. He said, huh? And he looked at us. We looked down. We had no other idea what to do now. He said, boys have called me, I'm coming. Poor fellow had only to nod. Swami said, Thursday, good day, I'm coming. Music tayar karo. Prepare the music. And he went. We just sat there quietly. Habu said, looked at us like that and he went. And later on he asked, boys, do you have any idea what have you done? And we very politely said, no idea, sir. Because literally we had no clue what had we done. Because we thought we just invited Swami. Big deal about it. But we never realized that we were inviting the master, God himself, and head of the institution. So you just can't invite him. So poor fellow did not sleep for the next 3 days. The whole school was getting whitewashed, decorated. They made some science exhibitions and all. I don't know what all he had to do. And bunch of us sitting in one room preparing music. We had no clue what the hell this whole school was doing because they were all busy, poor fellows, preparing for one thing or other. Somebody's preparing Veda chanting, somebody's science exhibition. There was so much of work happening in the school, and we, after a few of us, sitting in the room and playing some music. Now the good part is that I am not a musician. I've got no idea about swaras, ragas or salas, anything. I don't know what ABC of the music is. But since I was poking my head there, I won't say nose, but so my friend said that, brother, you have to be there because Swami has spoken to you. So I started playing Malankas. And that was my job. We were sitting, I wrote a song, so I was a lyricist. So like that I got into the music group and we had a fun. Bhagwan came, he spent hardly 5-10 minutes going around the whole activity which they had done and then spent the whole time with us, looking at us and listening to our horrible music. And so beautifully he smiled. His first visit, and what did we offer him? A coconut from the garden. So there's the only coconut was grown. The first coconut was offered to Swami at that day. And the whole time he sat in a very relaxed manner. And whole program he was doing this, chung, 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 chung. He said, you have no buddhi, you guys are all waste. But he was playing with us. We had the first visit of Swami. And then we got a brilliant idea when we were in 12th grade that Swami, there is no sports day, we should have sports day. Now mind you, at that time, the sports had not officially started in Puttaparthi. So we had the privilege of hosting the first sports day ever in our institution. And that is a story in itself, because that time we had no stage also. The stadium was not there. What stadium you see today is an Olympic stadium, is a beautiful stadium. But at that era when I'm talking to you, it was just a hill with porcupine thorns. The thorns in Puttaparthi are unique. I have never seen it anywhere else in the world. It's like porcupine. They got so many thorns in one. And they are spread all over the field. We used to walk, and when we get pricked, we'll pick it up. That's how we cleaned areas and started playing. So it was a unique experience for us. And at that time, the only stage which was available was behind Ishwaramma High School. So all of you who have been there can visualize a little bit. Behind Ishwaramma High School, there was an extension, a raised platform, what we called as a stage in those days. And by the time Swami had leveled the ground, so it was in 2 layers, 2 levels. So the lower portion was facing our school and the Ishwaramma school. So the only stage available was that. So we thought that we'll do our sports day there. And we invited him. I sometimes wonder today, what was in us, what went wrong with us? How did we go, the confidence to go and invite him without any clue that what is happening? But today, if you think about it, it was all his doing. So we invited him for sports day and he was very happy. He said, sure, I will come. And he himself invited the institute boys and the primary school as an audience. So we had an external audience for our school function. The science boys took up the lead to decorate the stage. Now if you visualize it, western side is, the stage is facing the west, where the sun sets. So when the sun is setting, it is right falling on the stage. So if you keep Swami's chair, it is nothing. The stage is only a raised platform, as I told you. So if you keep Bhagwan's chair, the sun is going to fall at his face. So we had to now put a curtain to block it. And at that time, Puttaparthi was literally a village. If you have to buy a pin also, you have to go to Dharmavaram or Anantapur to buy. Nothing was available there. So our science brothers took up that challenge to design the front curtain, as we called it that time. Yeah, curtain dalna. We had to put a curtain there to block the sun. And I'm sure Viru was part of that group. They designed it, they measured it, and according to all the weeks calculation, like how the sun is falling, where it is reaching, all that we did drama to arrive at how much cloth we need and how to do it. So they went on to Dharmavaram and bought the cloth and put it up. And here, rest other place we did, we brought this, what do you call tirpals, you know that trampoline, yeah. And a very dirty one we found from somewhere. We put the roof of that, and it looked so dirty that we wanted to cover it. So can you believe what we did? We announced in the hostel, all the dhotis who have white dhotis, give it. So our warden used to wear dhotis and boys used to wear dhotis. Everybody's dhoti was collected. So that day, nobody had dhoti in their rooms. So all dhotis in one room, and we put the junior boys to stitch the dhotis together. And we stitched all dhotis and made a full, the top. And early morning after Supravatam, we went up, we raised that and made a roof out of it. So it was all very well calculated. Now we had a white roof with a small hangings there, designer. Then these boys had put the curtain in the front to block the sun. Then the chair was kept. All that drama was done, but we forgot that we have to have some items for sports day. Now sports, without sports, how it look? So we immediately created some games. Now you won't believe what games were created. Can any guess? Pardon me? You can't play kabaddi there. It's a sports day. So we had fat boys race. We had lemon and spoon, 3-legged race, all these funny items, and then 100-meter race. When Swami would come, we would receive him properly, protocol. He'd give a guard of honor. That time we had bought some bombs, that crackers, and then hidden it behind our, in the kitchen we had a, trolley. So if you reverse the trolley, it looked like as if a tank is there. So we used to upside down and put a cracker behind it. And when Swami came, he lighted the cracker. Boom, boom. Swami, we gave you a salute of guns, So I don't know what funny things we thought of all that. And he was so happy. And you should have seen Swami acting it out so well, as if he really got a guard of honor with a tank saluting him and all that. And he walks in, goes up on, sits on the stage. We give him a pledge. Actually, that's the first time we sang the pledge in Sanskrit. Veda Manuchya Charya Ante. We said the pledge in the Vedas, Sanskrit. And Swami was very happy to see all that funny things, fat boys running and lemon and spoon and three-legged race and sack race. It was very funny. All that happened. In the whole chaos, some of us who were standing on the stage, we were watching the sun as it was setting, because we were scared the sun should not cross the chair and disturb him. And the beautiful thing about Bhagavan is that he shows you that he's in control. We had kept a chair somewhere in the middle of the stage so that he can see the front also, and he's not too far behind, and he's not too front that we can't cover it with a curtain. As the sun was setting, you could see the sun ray coming up. And believe me, brothers and sisters, the sun rays went up to his footstool, footrest. He had that red cushion footrest. It touched the footrest and stopped. I think it was after 15-20 minutes more of program was there, but the sun rays never went up. It stopped at his foot, and we all stared at it and said, look, he's the master again. He just gave us this opportunity to plan. We thought that we are decorating it. We thought that we are putting the curtains. We are organizing the chair, but he's in control. The sun came and stopped at his feet. And after the thing was over, it was hardly in 45 minutes or 1 hour of affair. It was not a big deal. First sports day of the school. And Swami got down, very happy. He gave us Pad Namaskar. He sat in the car. And as the car started off, he rolled the window down and he put his head out and he said, boys, I have something for you in the school. Some surprise for you all. So we literally ran behind his car. He took off and we went to the school. And there, can you believe what he had got for us? Ice creams. So ice creams were the first prasadam for the sports day. He's a very, modern God. He doesn't negotiate anywhere. So can you imagine, first time we got the ice cream for everybody. All the audiences from college and primary school, everybody got ice creams. That's how we celebrated first sports day. He used to always instigate us to do more. Always. He would never let you compromise. He would always see to it that you hit the best you can. One day while preparing when the sports day started, and it was actually our sisters from Anantapur who formally did sports first. They can take the credit. And Swami went to see the sports day in Anantapur, and he was very happy. And then he came down and we started in Puttaparthi. And after a few years, he allowed the girls to come out. That was the first time when we also saw our sisters performing so beautifully. They were doing roller skates dancing, and I think they had bikes and horse riding and all that they did. The girls, mind you, in their Indian suit. They were not wearing jeans or tracks, So imagine, Swami showed us that everything is possible and everything is beautiful. So that's how it started. I remember one day we had planned a stilt walking for Swami. You know that stilt walking? So I had tied up this one stilt on my feet and the long thing in hand, and you walk. So when Swami came, we thought that we had done something fantastic, and we are walking on the 2 sticks. Swami came in the car, he saw us, he said, hey, even girls can do this. He says, what? I said, even girls can do that. Waste. So we felt a little dejected, like, Swami, please, if you want to do, go higher. He said, huh? Okay. So when he said like that and he went, we said, okay, man, forget this still, we'll create our own stilts. So we made a stilt 6 feet high, nothing in the hand. The only thing is tied to the feet. You have to sit on the stage to tie that. And imagine you tie it, you get up, and you fall from there. So you're like, hey, and you fall down. Then you have to open again, go up on the stage, tie it again. Like that we learned. And after a few days, we got perfected. And we wanted to give a surprise to Swami. So we tied that stilt, 6 feet tall stilts. And we, as soon as Swami came in the stadium, we went and stopped his car. So all 6, 7 of us, 8 of us I think we were, we just stopped, we went in front of his car. Swami loved it so much, he said, hey, walk in front of me. So his car went slowly and we were walking in front of him and we took the whole round of the stadium. And Swami said, I'm very happy now. So you all be like that. On that day also you will lead my car and I will make dress for you. So he got us pajamas stitched. Can you imagine PJs, such a long one? From here to here, I still have it. My mom has kept it. Imagine like 8 feet tall pajamas. Then he made kurta. He made some headgear. And he gave us ribbons in the hand. He said, shake it. He used to say all that. And he enjoyed it that we could do that. There was one group who was planning to do karate. You know, the judo karate thing? Every boy, boys are boys, whether they are in Puttaparthi or outside. In those youthful days, everybody wants to show their muscles. Biceps, triceps. You shake like that and walk. Suddenly, if you get a tricep, you have to walk always like this only to show tricep, You can't keep your hand down. And especially when you are doing a gymnastics, your hands, there's muscles, wings come out. So you walk like that. Then he's a gymnast. Yes, man. So we had a classmate who used to say, today onwards, sambar I'm going to serve. You know why? Because sambar is supposed to be the most heavy bucket. So he would carry the bucket like this, and he wouldn't carry like this. He would carry it like this. Do you want sambar? So that was his style. You want sambar? So and he'll serve sambar and he'll walk the whole dining hall with this hand like this. So his muscles you can see. And we'll wear short sleeves t-shirt and that also he'll fold it like that. And so boys are boys everywhere, So we used to have a lot of fun in this way. So I remember there were 2 boys who were planning something difficult for Swami. It happened one year that our sisters from Anantapur is a very secret story, I'm telling you. Swami used to go to every campus to see the programs. And then he'll approve or disapprove. He would go campus to campus, watching every program, and he will say, okay, this program is fine, this is cancelled, all that he can do. So that time he had gone to Whitefield and then come to Anantapur, and here our boys were preparing a massive dandiya dance. You know that Indian Gujarati dance with sticks, the stick dance? Massive, there were almost like 200-300 boys on the ground, 300 boys doing dandiya together with a massive music. They were all ready. And they wanted to show Swami that, Swami, we have prepared it with a mass scale and all that. And Swami came from Anantapur. He saw this dance. He said, hey, it's a girl dance. Cancel it. So imagine they were so dejected. My God, we put in so much effort and Swami cancelled it. So they were really disappointed. So imagine if you do dandiya, he says it's a girl's dance, you guys shut up. And now you can't argue with Swami at that time. The real reason was different, and I'll share that with you. Even the boys missed it at that time. When he had gone to Anantapur, the girls had shown him some programs. And when the program was shown on the final day, you know what was it? The girls were doing lathi charge, the stick fight. Now can you imagine on the same day if you had the girls doing lathi charge and the boys doing dandiya dance? How would it look? Imagine 400 boys doing tan 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 and the girls are doing ta ta ta. So Swami said, look, my girls are so good. See my daughters? They are like fighters. And he's praising them to the sky. And the boys had gone to Swami just a month back and had shown him that, Swami, can we do judo? And Swami said, rowdies, only violence. You guys only think of violent things. Actually, he was saving the girls. Because if the girls and boys do it together, it won't look nice. So he wanted to give girls the highlight, that look, my girls can break the tiles. And these girls came up with tile breaking. You know, they brought in small tiles and they broke that. It became a huge hit. That look, girls can break tiles, they do stick fight. Swami was all praises. But if the boys did it, he said, you rowdies, you are making violence. So he was contrasting. And so that day he cancelled our stick dance, the dandiya, and he was in all praises to the girls. So, and then next day he comes to darshan, and you know, when we are sitting around, he very seriously comes and says, see, my daughters, very strong. They break tiles. Tomorrow, I'm going to send you hammers. He said, hammers? Why, Swami? You break idlis with that? So it was like a, you know, the below the belt slap, yeah, come on. And here boys are saying, Swami, we asked you, hey, you break idlis. See, they break tiles. You break idlis. So it was like he was prompting us to do something big. So next year, obviously the boys prepared bigger item. They said, man, now we can't break 2 tiles because the girls had broken tiles. Now if we have to break tiles, you have to really make it big now. So they made a pile of like 8-10 tiles together. And they started breaking that. So on the final day, they not only broke the tiles, they broke burning tiles. They put a petrol on it, they lighted it up, and then they broke it. They had to make it more difficult for Swami. Otherwise, Swami will say, what? The girls have done it already. What are you doing? So in that, somebody mentioned that coconuts are very difficult to break. Do you know coconut? Very difficult to make. So they went and found out from villagers what is the best way of breaking coconut. So all the geniuses came up, you know, that everybody gives you some philosophy. You put it in this style, this way. But ultimately the fact was that you must have a strong hand. So the boys used to really practice hard. You know, they'll get a sand and put the hand inside the burning sand, make it very hard for karate. All that stunt they did, poor fellows. Just a day before, some villager came and told a boy, look, if you keep the coconut, empty coconut on the table, and if you hit it, if slight miss is there, then the coconut can bounce. To avoid the coconut from bouncing, you must keep a little bit of salt underneath. If you keep a base of salt, then the coconut won't bounce. So that is a fair thing we can do. You know, we are not damaging the coconut or doing some cheating. So the brother who was doing that baking, he said that is fine. So what they did, they made some packets of coconut, the salt, and put it in their pocket of the track pant. Now the process was that the coconut will be brought out on a tray and taken to the stage where Swami is sitting with all the dignitaries. And that coconut will be shown to them, so they can touch, feel, and see that the coconut is not cracked. It is a perfect coconut. It's a hard coconut. And that will be brought down by a judge who will place it fair, and then you can smash it and break it. So every boy, they were in the green room area. There was a gymnasium, green room was there. Everybody was getting ready. So it was like a final countdown, right? Hey, your salt is ready? Yes, here are 3 packets. So he said, took the packets and put it in the pocket. Ready, let's go. Coconut ready? Yes, coconut ready. So you put the bandage and everything, whatever you have to do, and you come out. As soon as they were coming out, somebody came running with chocolates, a candy chocolates, you know, in a tray. Hey, Swami has sent chocolates. Now, if Swami has sent chocolates, how can you say no to that? So everybody grabbed few. This fellow also grabbed few and put it in the pocket. He ate one or more, I don't know, but he put rest in the pocket and they're walking. Now the whole program is going on, and this program came, and now the 3-4 of us, them are standing behind that tables. The coconut was brought in the tray, went on the stage. Swami saw it, guests saw it, and now the trouble is, we didn't realize that it was not conceive that we'll be watched so carefully, because all the long cameras and focus was on this table. So now you can't do anything there because everybody's watching you with the camera and they are shooting. So now you have to be very smart to put the salt inside. So now everybody is ready and the coconut is coming. So this boy thought, let me put the salt now. So he's standing like that, he put his hand inside and he pulled out, chocolate came out. So now he has got no other choice. He can't put his hand again inside. He said, that will be too much now. So his hand is now out, he's seeing chocolate, there is no salt. Now what do? He dropped the chocolate. Now the cameras are always fixed on them. And one day, 2 days before he was practicing, he was so nervous that he cut his right hand. So ultimately, he was not sure that he can use the right hand again because there was a cut in the right hand. And now he has reached a scenario where the whole camera is looking at him. And this fellow, instead of salt, chocolate has come out. So he can't even remove that chocolate now. So he dropped the chocolate, he arranged the coconut, and he smashed the coconut with his left hand. He was so adamant, he said, man, whether my hand breaks, but this coconut should break. I don't care for my hand, I want to break this coconut because Swami is looking at me. And he smashed it so hard. There's a picture taken at the right time and it is placed in the office still, in the warden's office. The coconut is in pieces. He smashed it so hard. And you should have seen Swami almost jumping out of his chair in the excitement that, wow, my boy did it. So imagine what all were happening behind the scene. How he used to prompt, and he was always on the edge. And he would tell us, don't do extreme things, fire. But boys realize that, no man, if we have to show something extraordinary for Swami, we have to take that step forward. It is a crazy life. Everything was done for the sake of Bhagavan. And then he took care of it. It was an amazing life, how he has taken us through this journey. I'll tell you another little funny story about band. In 80s when the college started, Swami used to invite army band to come and play for us, for all the functions. Then slowly Swami said, we should have our own band. It is a natural thing that music boys jump into these things. So they took up the instrument and they started playing, and Swami said, hey, you already have chance in the music group. Let other boys join in. So who are the other boys? Nobody knows. Suddenly we get a noise that Swami has selected some boys, and I was one of them. And we have no clue about instruments. That is the first time I ever saw a trumpet so close by. I had no idea what the trumpet means, or how it looks like. But when I reached the office, they said, all of us, I'll tell you some names, I know that you know them, G.V. Sanjay, Ratnakar, myself, all geniuses. We know nothing about music. We had no idea. G.V. had to select an instrument. There is one boy, one brother of ours, he had to choose an instrument. So he thought, let me choose the smallest instrument so that I can avoid myself. So he chose flute. Not realizing that flute makes a lot of noise. And he's a big guy. If you would have seen him in the college days, he's a huge guy holding a small piccolo in his hand. It was very funny. He took a piccolo and he was playing and a huge boy, So it was very funny but he chose because he thought that it's a small instrument. Then he realized, oh my God, this instrument makes the most noise because you can hear it from far. So like that, we were geniuses. My capacity, I have to introduce myself now to you. My capacity was more brilliant. I had trumpet as an instrument, and our trumpet was also very unique. After half an hour of playing, the trumpet, the keys would get jammed. So you not only have to press it, but you have to pull it also. So you can imagine pressing and pulling, and I'm playing. And I am expected to play all the music. We were 3 lead trumpet players. Me, the genius who had no understanding of music. My qualification was that one day one of my brothers was teaching us and he said, Abhi, give me C sharp. Now you can say is a musical statement, right? Give me C sharp. So it starts like that. So I picked up my trumpet and I gave him tan. He said slightly low. So when he said low, I turned my head down. That's all I could do, because for me there is no lower high. It's like tan. He said slightly high, and I went tan. So after 2-3 tans, he smiled at me and he said, "Abhi, you are a genius." I said, "Really?" I thought I played that note so beautifully that he's calling me genius. He said, "Nobody can play like you." I said, "Really?" So I was almost very happy that I played something fantastic. He said, "Man, nobody can play a note you played. You can play in between 2 notes." So I was like, okay. So I had no idea. Today I know there is something called a quarter note and half note. I wish I knew that time. I would have told him. I'm just a Middle Eastern born in India. I could play half note, man. But that time I didn't know that there is something called a quarter note and half note. So he said, "You play in between 2 notes, you're a genius." And there was another brother of mine who was still one more step ahead of me. He said it is too much to play with 3 fingers. So he played all the songs with only 1 finger. That was Basav. So he would stand like that, and his pose was like this. He said it's too tiring to lift the second hand. And Swami has given me this instrument, so I'm going to play. But 3 fingers is too much. I'll play with 1 finger. So he played all the songs with only 1 finger. So you can imagine how great he was. Even Maynard Ferguson can't do that, what he did. So like that we were. And third person was who had at least good sense of playing. So he played the way it should be played. So we banked on him too much. So that was 3 of us. I used to stand in the middle. God knows why, maybe because of my height. But I was in the middle. So you can imagine all the mic used to be put in front of me all the time. And we had no idea about the notations. We had no idea how the notations are written. But we had to pretend to read. So in front of the trumpet, we used to keep the paper. Nothing was written on it. So in the notation, we used to write Dr. Jivago. That's all. There is no notation written, but we had to look at the notation as if we are reading the notations. So we had all the dramas possible, but that was our caliber of music. You wonder, why Swami should choose jokers like us? But we were also foolish. We never thought about these things. And Swami has chosen, let's go. The idea was, see how he inculcates. When you do God's work, it is not your credential or your qualification that matters. It is your dedication and surrender that is important. Because when he has chosen you, it is his duty to fulfill it. Why do we break our head and start analyzing it? So it happened that we started practicing that year. I think it was 59th birthday or something. There was a convocation in Hillview Stadium. And Bhagwan, and the process was that the music boys would sing the national anthem. And that is the first year when we were playing for that. So we were practicing for 3 months. And I think it was the month of October when we were practicing in the stadium. We are still doing scales, by the way. We are memorizing the songs, the fingers, and we are practicing scales. Ta, ta, ta. All that was going on. For 3 months, we are only doing scales. Those of you who know music can sympathize with us. Don't feel shy, you can laugh. And then Swami came in the evening one day and he said, play Ra. So we just got up very smilingly and we used to start with a note. Just to show 1 note. As soon as we played that, Swami said, "Ay!" He just did like that. And the moment he did like that, as if we had played such a horrible note, he did like that and we started crying. We broke down, all of us, and we ran to his car and we fell at his feet. We were crying. And he was in a playful mood, but when he saw us crying, he became serious. He said, "Hey, what happened to you?" And we all looked at him and he said, "Swami, we are very sorry. 3 months, we are still playing notes. We are still doing sa, re, ga." Can you imagine that? And next month is the convocation. Swami, we don't want to bring bad name to you. Swami said, why are you worried? You do your duty. He said, no, Swami. If till today we are doing only scale, when will we learn the song? When will we play the song? And if anything goes wrong, imagine in the stadium, it will bring bad name to you. So we were crying. He had to literally come out of the car and start patting all of us and say, hey, don't cry. It is my duty. It's my responsibility. And we were like, no, Swami. All the drama was happening there. And ultimately, Swami said, he got very serious. He said, hey, the success is my duty. You do your duty and leave the rest to me. I have chosen you. Do it. Rest, I will take care. So he motivated back, and we started again practicing. On that day of convocation, I'm just fast forwarding a little bit for you. He took us very beautifully. He brought us to the mandir. In fact, he organized our breakfast inside the mandir. Can you imagine? The mandir was opened for us. He had put tables for us to eat breakfast there. It was just too long a walk for you all. He said, start playing now, but when you go on the ground, on the road, then stop playing. Let only drums go. And when you reach the stadium, then you play again. And he shortlisted which song to play when. And he told Sevadals to walk next to us with water bottles. In case we feel thirsty, they should provide us. So we had a Sevadal contingent walking next to us with a water bottle in hand. And Swami, while waving to the crowd, his eyes were on us. It was a very emotional thing to see how Bhagwan was monitoring everything personally. And if you know, the brass instruments are not easy to play. You have to warm up every time. How many of you have at least some familiarity with brass instruments? Only one, sister? Then we are safe. Then whatever I talk, you have to accept it. So brass instruments, you have to warm up yourself. Now when we finished our playing around, Swami had asked to prepare a concert formation chairs for us so we could sit properly, because he got us pants and coat stitched. It is the first time I've seen Swami checking our dress. And our pants were, his tailor came from Bangalore, he stitched our pants. So one day he called us to the Purun Chandra and said, boys, go up. So we went to the stage, we wore our pants, and we were literally doing a fashion parade for him. One by one we'll come, walk around, he'll say spin, so we'll go like that. And we had to show him, and then he'll say your crease is right, your seat is right, all that he watched. Can you believe that? And I was wondering at that time, Swami has never worn a pant, But how beautifully he was telling the tailor that this pant is right, this pant is not good, the crease is moving, all that very fine things about the trouser and coat and everything. So it was very beautiful. So that day when he brought it, he said, boys, it's a new pant, white it is. If you sit down on the sand, it'll get dirty. So I'll put chairs for you all. So he had organized a concert formation chairs for us next to the stage. Shanti Vedika stage was inaugurated at that year. So he was on the stage with the dignitaries, and on the right side, they had put chairs for us. The practice was that, the format was that at the end of the talks, the guest speaks for an hour, then Swami is discourse for another hour. So 2 hours of silence. And then the thought was, the music boys will come and sing national anthem on the mic. And band will accompany. But the moment Swami finished his discourse, he said, music boys, you sit. My band boys will play national anthem. So immediately the mic was taken from music boys and kept in front of us. And you know who was the lead player? Thank you. So 3 trumpet lead players, and the mic was kept right in front of us. So one mic in front of us and other mics with clarinet and everything. So here I am staring at the mic and we looking at each other. Now we had no time to even warm up because Swami suddenly gave us a surprise. He finished his discourse and he said, national anthem, band will play. So immediately he turned and said, yes. And we had to get up and organize ourselves because Swami commanded. Now normally, just for your information, when you play trumpet, you have a lip exercise we do. The exercise is like this. Like you breathing exercise. Like that we do. so that blood circulation can come up, the lips can get warmed up. So immediately we both, all three of us, all that we did, because we had no time to now blow the trumpet and get our scales right, nothing. We had to just hit the note now. And Indian national anthem is a crazy one because you have to finish it in 52 seconds. Am I right? 52 seconds? Sharp. And these people are more crazy. They'll stand with watch like that. If you move, they'll say you have insulted the national anthem. So they will stand like that and you have to finish in 52 seconds. So it's a very perfect, you have to play it. And here all of us are standing and the national anthem started. In the middle of 52 seconds, can you imagine, it's not too long, I got tired. I got so tired, I'm pressing the trumpet in my lips, moving it up. I'm worrying that I should not mess it up. Then ultimately I thought if I squeeze it more, I will squeak. And Mike is in front of me, the whole thing will go for a 6. So I thought, why don't I take a small, quick break? And the break is like you remove and you start again. That's all. So I'm looking at the dip when the national anthem slightly fades out in middle, where other players are playing, so I can just take a break and come back again. So what I did, now this is the best part of the national anthem. So here I'm playing, and I told you the good player on this side, the one finger player is on this side. So the more genius on here, and I'm in the middle, and national anthem is going on, and suddenly I thought, okay, I'll take a break now. So I remove, and I move and do. And at the same time, this fellow also turns and does. So both of us looking at each other. Oh God. So again, we went fast back because we realized, oh my God, 2 of the players who are supposed to play are off. And when I did that, in the rush, my head went this side, and this brother was in bliss. He had no sense of urgency. He was. So he had already put out the lips, and he was no rush to do purr. He was. So I was nervous. We went back onto that, continued playing, but we both knew that it is over. We have messed it up. Because in 52 seconds, if 4 seconds go like that, is quite a lot. And Mike is in front of me. This fellow is already in bliss. We both left. So we realized that we have messed up the national anthem. And you won't believe when we finished that 52 seconds, both of our eyes were down. We were so ashamed, nervous, fearful. We didn't know what to do because we knew our worst critics are our brothers. They will come and kill you right there. And then we had no capacity to look at Swami, that because we have felt that we have now let him down again. Within few seconds, this fellow, who is in bliss all the time, standing like that, he nudges me. Abhi, Swami is looking. So I do like that. Because I'm scared looking at Bhagwan. I look up, Swami is giving me a beautiful big smile from there. I said, Swami is smiling? So I said, Gautam, look up, man. So I nudged this brother also, and he also, okay. So something is wrong. I said, seriously wrong, but I don't know. But things are fine. He is smiling means everything is fine. And Swami came down. While going back, he gave us a thumbs up. You played brilliant. We're like, wow, really? Something happened. Bhagwan left. Our classmates came. They were all, boys, you guys were like pro, man. What happened to you? How did you play so well? We're like, something is seriously wrong. What happened here? And I went ahead and heard the recording. You won't believe, it was a flawless playing for 52 seconds without any gap. See, there is no iota of doubt that we are really frogs sitting under the lotus. We have nothing to worry. When the master is playing, you just have to pretend in front of. So just be an instrument. And at least we knew that we have messed up. Now we had no capacity to tell the world also that, hey, we did a mistake. Otherwise they'll eat you alive. But we knew that in that 52 seconds, at least for 4 or 5 seconds, we were off the air. But the sound, if you hear, it was like a perfect symphony. Who played it? See, that is a beautiful relationship. When Swami says, I take care of you, you don't worry, just follow my words. One day we had finished and Seva, Narayan Seva's village work, and we came back. Again, the similar drama happened. We had no capacity to ask for namaskar also after that, after that morning story. So we were sitting quietly, and Swami came and spoke something, and then somebody, as a habit, asked, Swami, namaskar. Swami looked like that and went inside. And we were like, oh God, we missed the namaskar. At least one namaskar, Swami. Before it was like 4 namaskars, now at least one. He came back while the bhajans were going on, and he stood on the slopes of that portico, and he said, Tisko, come and take. So we all dashed and took Pad Namaskar. When we were getting up, Bhagavan said, boys, you respect my words, I respect your prayers. See, the way he conveys, the way he summarizes is amazing. So simple yet profound. You respect my words, I respect your prayers. And the beauty is we don't even have to pray afterwards. The moment we start getting linked with him, things change. Do you have any questions? The stories of God can keep continuing, right? I can speak the whole night. But if you have anything in mind you would like to hear about, then please let me know. In those days, I will continue, but if you have anything, please raise hand. Feel free. It's an informal session. I hope I can be a little informal here. So feel free. If you have any question, any thoughts you want to share. Yes, uncle. Sorry, I can't carry the mic for you. Why we are wearing whites? Simple answer is, well, that's what Master wanted us. But the fact is, the whole prophecies or his style is, his army is in white. But it does not mean that we have to wear white all the time, always. I'll give you a small example. One day Swami explained it very beautifully. He said, when I send my boys to do Narayan Seva and village work, I gave them brown because they had to do work. And when they are serving, they must align themselves with the locals. They must feel connected with the local population. And they can't be looking like a saints or a higher beings. So they must wear what is locally applicable to serve the community. But the same Bhagavan, when after the Narayan Seva, he sends boys and the girls to serve prasadam house to house before birthday, we go in whites. Because he says, that time I am sending them as my representatives giving prasadam to the world as a blessing. So when we stand as a representative of Bhagavan, we have been given the privilege of wearing the white dress as his uniform, to represent him in our actions, in our thoughts. But when we serve, we are supposed to become one with the system, because that time our identity need not be there. So when I wear white, it is, I am representing him. My identity doesn't exist. So I have a responsibility to behave, conduct like him. When I'm serving, I need to become part of the masses whom I am serving with. Hence, I wear it like that. But as I said in the morning, the humorous side of Bhagavan, when he said, at least be white outside, man. Inside you are, I know what you are. At least pretend. Then slowly you will tend to be white inside. And then ultimately, you may end to be white inside. So pretend, tend, and end. So white is like that. One drop of black is visible on the white. So our character must be like that. It's hygienic, it is pure, it represents goodness. So white. And white is our uniform. So Bhagwan's army is said to be in the white. I'm not saying, sisters, you have to start wearing white. Because you represent the energy, you represent the blessings, the bountiness of the Lord. That is why He gives you colorful saris to wear. Because you represent that Aishwarya, that bountiness, that grace, that abundance which is required to flourish. That's why to the girls He gives beautiful saris. To the boys He gives beautiful suits of white. So He represents like that. Anything else? In those days, yes. Oh my God. The moment He appoints me as His personal secretary, I will let you know. But why bother? Have you done with this God? This is a beautiful form, sir. When He comes, we'll handle Him also, but this God is enough. He is such a lovely, charming God that you can never get out of it, you know. He gets into your system. One day He challenged us. He said, look at my walk. He taught public speaking to us. So all the nuances of public speaking He was teaching us in a different manner. I wish there was a class for Him, but He never took a class, you know. But He would call us every day and start talking to you, and He'll tell you. One day He got up and He pulled His robe up and He said, Chulu, how you stand? Look at Dunapata, how you stand? You stand like this. What is this way of standing? It's so ugly. You must stand properly. Then He showed us that how a V formation with a little gap in the middle is required for balancing the body. You might never have seen Swami stand like this. Have you ever seen Swami stand like that? Never. He always stood perfectly straight. Have you ever seen Swami walk like that? Even with his fractures, He walked straight. And that day He walked in the room and He said, look how I walk. I do not waste, that's His words, I do not waste energy in walking also. See, the way I walk, you can draw a straight line and I'll walk on that. See, no girl can do a catwalk like him. Eh? Perfect. He would walk always in the straight feet. Watch his walking. With that 1.5 feet longer robe, he used to glide on sand. Do you remember those days? There were occasions when devotees would tell us, the child, you are sitting there and Bhagwan walks by, please collect the little sand and give it to me. I said, sure. And there were days when he would walk by and there are no footprints. There are no footprints of Swami. We used to be like, Swami, at least go down. At least touch the sand somehow. Because he would just glide. And sometimes he'll stand and it will be like totally as if he has just dug the whole thing down. We have seen that, right? We have seen him glide on the sand. We have seen him walk majestically. He was only 5 feet 4 inches. But when he would stand, he looked very tall. You know how strong his hand was? I'm sure none of you have got it. If you get one shot, you'll remember it for life. His hand was very strong. Literally, his kotta used to be literally a kotta, one shot. Swami used to be. And one day he was angry on somebody. Swami said, Swami, you can be very angry. He said, nothing. In Shirdi Baba, I was more violent. So he immediately made a comparison. He said, from Shirdi Baba today, I'm very mellow. Imagine Sai Baba's mellow. What Shirdi Baba would be. So he was like that. Do you know the story about Swami's arm wrestling? Yeah. Do you know the story of arm wrestling? No? So one of those gymnastic days, it's worth listening again. Those of you who know it. One of those gymnastic days, the boys were doing our parallel bars. And as I told you, you know, the biceps and triceps are heavy. So the boys were preparing and Swami came to see the practice. And he came and looked at each other and everybody was very happy looking at Swami. Swami said, Pedda boys, very big boys, you have become very strong. Who is the strongest boy here? So they pointed to one fellow who was like a 6 foot tall with a heavy body. He said, Swami, you're strong, huh? So he is trying to be humble now. Swami, very humble about it. And Swami said, why are you so strong? So boy said, Swami, he eats 20 idlis, Swami. Our criteria of measurement was also different. He eats 20 idlis, so he's strong. So Swami said, really? Let us try. You want to do arm wrestling with me? So boys were excited. Some boys ran to the hostel to get table and chairs. Within short time, the table and chairs were brought on to the stadium. Swami got out of the car. He sat on one side and he put his hand there. He said, come on, start, Ra. So the big boy, imagine like our tiny little Swami sitting on one side of the table. Just visualize it, how cute it looks. And then the boy, hefty fellow, sat in front of him. He's smiling. The only thing was that he said, who cares for winning or losing? At least hold Swami's hand. See, our charm is hold Swami's hand. So he nicely held Swami's hand. Swami said, hey, hold hard. You're playing now. So he held it, got a grip, and Swami said, start, Che. So you know the arm wrestling, you put one hand behind and you start the arm wrestling. After a few minutes, this fellow's color started changing. Swami said, energy, khata nahi hai kuch, don't eat more, do fast. So he tried. Then Swami said, hey, you are useless, use both hands. So then he put both hands and started pulling. So other boys who were surrounding Bhagwan, they started making noise. And Swami said, hey, Nur Musko, don't make noise, help him. So he said, why are you shouting, help him? So the 4 or 5 boys got behind this boy and started pushing Swami's hand. So you can imagine Swami's hand like that and 4 or 5 big boys pushing Bhagwan's hand. And it went on for some time and they could not budge his hand. Swami said, kya karta hai? No energy. And then he did, okay boys, use all your force. So everybody started pulling Swami's hand and Swami did like that. Ready? 1, 2 and 3. And all these 4 or 5 boys were flown and they fell down and they came, Swami, you're God, Swami. And that's where Swami made a statement. There's nothing to do with God. He said, do you think to defeat you, I need to be a God energy? You useless fellows. And that's where he made a statement that I am, this energy, this power, what you're seeing is only because I'm pure. From tip to toe, I'm pure. This purity gives me this strength, and what you're seeing is a physical strength of mine. I don't need divine or spiritual energy to defeat you guys in arm wrestling. So that was arm wrestling with Swami. So he could do that. I know one boy whom Swami had thrown by just holding his collar. He held his collar like that, and he did like that. That fellow was flown from here to there. Actually, it happened in your safe room. From the door, he pulled him like that, and he flown. So imagine, the capacity of our master was amazing. We have seen rain in one spot. Rest everywhere it is different. One spot. And we have also seen the other way around. Everywhere it is raining, in the middle there is no rain. I'm sure most of you would have seen with Swami. He would do these crazy things on and off. I'm remembering so many stories to tell, but you know, I'm just trying to think where to stop. How much time do we have? Oh, 2 minutes. He's very generous. He's very generous and he's standing for long. So all the barbecue will get spoiled. Okay. See, thank you very much. Swami's life is like that. We are just fortunate to have lived in that era when he himself decided to come. We are blessed to breathe the same air which he did. We are really blessed that he chose us for whatever reason he knows the best to have his name attached to our name. He gave us this privilege to be called as Sai students, Sai devotees, Sai youth. This word Sai is more important than the suffix. This prefix of Sai is what makes the difference of our life. Without him, nothing matters. Nothing exists. And this is a privilege, and this is also a responsibility. This is something which makes us. This is something which fulfills us. This is something which accomplishes us. Sai, for whatever reason, I have no clue myself. How did we reach? I had a friend in the class who would wake up at night 2 o'clock screaming, "Oh yaar," and he would wake me up also. I said, "What happened to you, man? Sleep." And he would say, "Oh, you know, we live with God, yaar," and he'll again sleep. I said, "What is wrong with you?" Every night he used to do that in earlier days. He would shake up and say, "Do you know, we live with God, yaar," and he'll again sleep. I said, "Idiot, you wake me up and you sleep now?" See, the excitement to realize that you are with God is sometimes very difficult to even express. And today, when we have lost that opportunity of physical proximity of God, but I can say it with full authority, with confidence, that we have not lost Him. That proximity of God is so overpowering that sometimes it is scary. Because before I had to pray, today I feel and it happens. Today you can see that the moment a need arises, the solution is right there. He is so close. He hears us, He knows it, and He is totally overprotecting us. We are like lions. That's what Swami used to tell us, that my children, walk in the world because you are my child. I have created it, so you are the prince and princesses of this world. You own it. Walk this earth as if it is yours. Walk with dignity, walk with authority, walk with confidence, and live the life of that. In my humble way, I feel this is the legacy of our Master. People crave for self-realization. He gave us on a platter. We all are self-realized. Just acknowledge it. We all know that we are doing a drama. We all know that we are playing our roles. That is self-realization. And Bhagwan said, what is the point of getting $1 billion lottery on the deathbed? You can't even enjoy it. You must get the money when you are alive and kicking. What is the point of self-realization at the end of your life? We are the fortunate few who have the privilege to live our life with that realization. So self-realization is not the end of our journey. We have been bestowed to live with that self-realization, that the Master has given us everything. We are His. We are part of Him. We are His. We are His property. So let's enjoy, smile, sing, dance, and be happy, because there is nothing else in life other than to be happy with our Master. Thank you, Brother Sai Ram.
Jai Saram, everyone. It wasn't a pleasure to have to stop the talk, I assure you. It was a wonderful talk in the morning and a beautiful talk in the evening. I think our brother deserves another round of applause. There's just a few announcements before we conclude with Aarti. First of all, I'm sure you've all recognized and seen at the back of the hall we have the bookshop today. And Kaka always comes with so much selection of DVDs, books, pictures at all our events. So please do make full use of the bookshop. It's there for the whole weekend. Secondly, there are some feedback forms inside your booklet. Obviously, we're here tomorrow as well, so please do take a few moments to write a few suggestions down on what you enjoyed. And of course, we are here tomorrow, and we're going to hear from Brother again tomorrow, so please do come. Bring a friend with you. There's plenty of space for everyone. And we'll adjourn, we'll start again tomorrow morning. And obviously, I had one more final surprise, but everybody knows. This morning, Mariam told us about taking Swami's message into the community. And, every journey, they say, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. And the first step we will take together tonight is to go outside and have a barbecue. And that is going to be our way to go into the community. So we're going to start with one step, and after Aarti, we'll go outside and have a nice dinner together, and then come back in the morning. Okay? Lovely to see you all, and we'll just have Aarti now. Saram.
ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवर्धना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद बांधवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयुनीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयुनीवे नाथ ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाथ ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्र शयना ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप जस्वी साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल आरती अंधुको मंगल आरती अंधुको मंदर गिरधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।